to Home Depot to pick up a wet saw because my old one broke. It was just some generic. I was gonna buy the Rigid for like 230 bucks, but the guy at Home Depot talked me into buying the Ryobi. He told me it's just as good. The only difference is you got some plastic parts over here. You got your guide bar here. I was looking at this in the store, and something you don't want to look for is where you can lock and unlock it real quick. You don't have to sit there and turn and unscrew something. So good engineering there so far. Lots of plastic. It does got a metal base. The only thing you have to worry about, don't drop it on its side where this is all plastic. But as long as you don't drop it, you should be okay. Got rubber legs, good for grip. I think the water fill-up is going to be here, which is nice. The old one I had a bucket that you had to put it in the bottom. It was real hard to get the water in and out of there. You have to lift this unit up and slide the water bucket in. So this is going to be easy where you just fill it up. You got your guard over here for your splash guard. Also safety guard, or whatever you want to call it. Instruction booklet, who needs that? Just kidding, but you know. I've seen this on a lot of new ones where my old table saw and other ones like I borrowed from my cousins, it didn't have this, where this is where you set up your guide. Well, I'll show you guys real quick. Where you can set your guide up. Say I had my guide right here. Lock this in place. And you can have this, and you can cut your tile at a 45-degree angle if you're cutting your tile that way. So, oh, here it goes. It rides on that. Check that out. So you go back and forth, you get a perfect cut every time. You can adjust this. That's pretty cool. It can come in handy if you're cutting tiles at a 45-degree angle or other angles. It does turn. That's a real nice handy tool there. Let's put this thing together. Let's see. See, quick unlock. That's nice. All right. Don't know what the heck these are. I guess we'll figure that out. They got some measurements on them. One says 22.5 and 45. Probably gonna have to read the instructions to see what those do. Probably not something I'm using right now, I think. Oh, they got a plug on the bottom or a hole right here. So it's probably gonna come with a plug. Here's the plug right here. This will probably plug it up where you can seal it. It's got a rubber gasket right here, or a rubber ring. And then this is opened right here where if you put too much water, it'll start to drip on the bottom. So not something you want to use indoors. Okay, so I'm going to plug that up. A little tough to get that in and out. Oh, I had to twist it. A little bit of twisting. That's something you're going to take on and off. So it's something that's probably going to sit there. Here's I got 7-inch blade. Also from Ryobi. Got two tools here. If they give you tools like this, they're probably to be used on your device. I know this is my hookup for the plastic guard. I'm gonna bring this closer, you guys. I just went through the entire manual, and there's nothing showing you how this goes on. I don't like that, but I'm gonna show you guys how this goes on because I figured it out. This is how it goes on. Back side of the blade, you got that little circle notch in this ring right here, and that one has to fall into place so it's flush. See that? If you don't have it flush, it's not gonna sit. So you gotta make sure that that notch, that little circle notch, goes in there, and then this piece right here will go over when it's assembled. So I wanted to show you guys that up close. So that first screw didn't want to come out. I don't know why. I'm gonna figure that out. It's just turning itself. So is this already causing me an issue? That's not good. I don't know why it's turning, and there's nowhere to get into there. That's just great. That's not good. Let me figure this out real quick. Definitely a defect right there. I can't even unscrew that screw. So far, not so good. It's like if I could show you guys, let me grab my phone. What's going on here? And this is brand new. You see this piece of metal right here that screw unscrewed out of? This other one is just turning. Can I show you guys that? It's just turning. So obviously I got to somehow get the screw out, pull this gold thing out, crazy glue it, put it back in, and then get the screw to work to hold the bracket. Pretty bad right there, brand new out the box. Push the razor blade in there real hard, and I started unscrewing. I finally caught it. Got it to come out a little bit by putting a screwdriver behind it and popping it up. I guess what I'm gonna do is just put some crazy glue around there and bang it back in. I know most of you probably will either, after seeing this review, maybe not buy it or go and return yours back if you were in my place. I'm gonna fix it, guys, so I'm just gonna fix the damn thing. Right. This sucks because we're doing a review on this item and then we're over here fixing the damn thing. So I'm putting some crazy glue around this bolt. I got this tool here so I don't wreck the inside of it. It's flat and I'm banging it down. So after that glue dries, I got it flush. I mean, pretty much that's what was done at the factory. But just because I just saw that, I'm gonna put some extra crazy glue around these. I don't want myself running into issues in the future. I've let the crazy glue dry for about a half hour. I think my bolt is back in place. My disappointing bolt that I'm not gonna talk about anymore. It does have a max fill line here where it tells you on the inside of this, you probably can't see it, but on the other side there's a line that says max fill. That's how much water you put in there. We're gonna go ahead and put this bracket on. That goes over here. Alright, 2 screws on one side, 1 on the other. Let's get that in there. I do have a magnetic screwdriver that makes it a lot easier to hold this bolt in place because it's hard to get in there. If you guys don't have a magnetic screwdriver, take your screwdriver and rub it on a magnet. That will magnetize it. Just a quick tip. Here we go. Screwing the 3 screws on. Trying to go quick as I can for you guys with this video. I don't want you guys to watch a boring video of me doing nothing, you know what I mean? So this one doesn't really have to be on there too straight. It's just a splash guard, but you know, I'll try to get it as accurate as I can right in the center, which should be right there, because you're going to want to guide your tile. You don't want it bumping into this guard, so it has to be actually, if my guardrail's there and my tile's running through, let me see, you guys are going to want to know this. If my tile's getting cut on this side, hope this is making sense for you guys, you don't want this bumping into the guard. So this piece of metal right here has to be in the center. It has to be in the center of the cut line. If it's not, your tile's going to get ran through and it's going to hit this guard right here. So again, for you beginners or even for you professionals who forget about something like this, center this bracket with that blade. Okay? So there you go. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to find out as soon as you're cutting. Alright. It does seem like it locked on now. And some people don't use a guard, but you don't want all that water splashing up in your face. Unless you're going to wear goggles every so often. So either way, got it on. Alright, next is put the bracket on wherever that went. Where did that go? Plastic bracket. Oh, here it is. Right here. You unscrew this guy. And remove the screw. It's got a split in the center. Put that in. Lock it back. I like how it's got the thing where you can hold it up and out of your way. So if you don't want to use the guard, you don't actually have to take this all apart. The old one I had, if I wanted the guard out of my way, I would have to remove the whole thing because it would just get in my way and fall down. But yeah, that is a nice feature right there. And look, it lifts up and down. Really get it out of your way if you want. If not, lower it. So pretty cool feature right there. All right, let's see how this goes. I like putting Sprite in my wet saw. It cuts a lot better. All right, I'm just kidding. For you guys who thought that was serious, it's not. This is just water filled up in a 2-liter, so I can transport it from the house to the garage. Funny guy. All right, I'm flipping these down. I never did find out what those are, and if I don't in my video, please leave a comment let people know what they are, because I don't know. All right, I got my blinds marked where I'm going to be cutting my tile. I've got to plug in my plug to the wet saw. If I can get it in there. The heck? Alright, that's in there now. Pull this down. Get out of my way. Got an on and off switch here, which they got tape on. Maybe because it's new, they put tape over it. Alright. And it does say remove to lock. Let me show you guys what that is. It's a feature that they have over here. Alright, on and off switch. Where are you? Way down here. It says on and off, so you can flip it up. And if you want to leave it on, you probably pull this out. Can you see that? I pulled it out. Alright. Remove to lock. So I think that means, yeah, nobody can use it. See, I'm putting it up and down. I don't know why you would want that. It's not like your kids are going to go use the darn thing. Anyways, it's there. It has a feature. So something I'm not going to use, but it is there. And last but not least, let's see how this thing cuts and works. I'll let you guys know how I like it. Got my bracket. You don't have to use the bracket, but if you want to get if you have a straight line, you'd want to use the bracket. But honestly, my tile in my house that I just did, that I got my line, it goes, it's wider in this section than in this section. It's just a hair, but so for me, I'm not going to use the bracket. I'm going to freehand it. Let's get started. Put this down so I don't get splashed. I like how it's clear because you can see through it for my line. For you guys who've never cut tile, if I continue to cut this, it may crack wrong on the end. So that's just the way I do it. I don't like cracking. I don't like things that I'm not going to expect. So what I'm doing is I cut it that way so much, and I'm going to cut it back this way. I know it's not going to crack on me and get about an inch over there. So that's a good tip for you beginners. Also, when you're doing this for you beginners, let the saw do the cutting. What I mean by let the saw do the cutting, don't push real hard. Just let it glide. It's a smooth process. So far so good. It cuts like butter. I did go all the way through there. It did cut it nice. It didn't chip on me. I think because it's a brand new blade, I probably don't need to do that flipping thing that I just showed you. Could have had a dull blade on my unit, and that's why I got used to doing that. But 1 out of 10, I give this thing about a 7. It cuts nice. Everything else was good, other than the defect. If it wasn't for the defect there, I probably would have gave it a 9 or a 10. But that's it. Hopefully this shows you guys how to work it, and if you decide whether you want to buy one of these things or not, due to that little issue. But like I said, I'd give it about a 7. It was real nice, cut like butter.